thought he got PSG through when he scored for the second time in the tie. But they capitulated in the second half. They made mistake after mistake, and they were punished by the French international striker, who was at his absolute supreme best tonight. Karim Benzema is the man whose name will make all the headlines in the morning. And when the draw's made for the last 8 of the Champions League, Real Madrid will be there. Full time tonight, Real Madrid 3, Paris Saint-Germain 1, 3-2 to Real Madrid on aggregate. What a night.
Entertaining, enthralling, unpredictable. That is why we love this sport. That is why we love the Champions League. What a night it was. I don't think anybody quite expected PSG to unravel in the fashion that they did, but all credit to the 13-time winners. Real Madrid showed their experience, Macca. What a night for Real Madrid and the fans.
Yeah, it was a brilliant, brilliant evening for that man in the shot there, Karim Benzema, and particularly for Real Madrid. And we expected, I think, PSG to unravel. It just wasn't in this game because they were so far on top at half-time. But PSG do what PSG have always done. When they become under pressure, they absolutely melt away. And there was no organisation, no leadership yet from Real Madrid. It was just an incredible, excellent, fantastic night and another historic evening for this team in white.
Yeah, this game will go down in history. In recent years, we've seen some unbelievable Champions League ties. I'm thinking Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona. I'm thinking Barcelona, Liverpool, Tottenham. You know, Ajax have been involved in it. I mean, there's been some amazing games, and this is another one that's going to go down in the history books. Incredible. I had no idea. I couldn't even see any way Real Madrid could get back into this at half-time. 2-0, didn't look like scoring. Looked like Paris Saint-Germain were all over them, just going to pick them off in the second half. And I just didn't see that. Benzema, oh my word, what a player.
What a moment for him, Rio. He will never forget this night.
No, I mean, he's had some great nights in his career, but this will go down as, personally for him, a hat-trick. Game of two halves. First half, we're all sitting here salivating about Kylian Mbappe, most devastating player around at the moment, heir to the throne of Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi we were talking about. Second half comes out, Karim Benzema says, no, I'm not done yet. Guys, there's someone else on this pitch you need to talk about, and bangs in a hat-trick. I mean, what a way to kind of... That man in the picture there, by the way, he's trodden this path many times, and he's navigated his team through this. Didn't panic. Wily characters in that squad. You look at Luka Modric, aging like a fine wine, almost 37.
Yeah, 37 in September.
He put up a performance the second half, a masterclass in the second half. The assist for one of Karim Benzema's goals was exquisite. But that man there, I said it before the game, we've all said how good a player is. The most complete number 9 about for me. He does every part of the game fantastically well. And today, putting the ball in the back of the net, which is the hardest thing to do in the game, 3 times, bang, have that.
Well, there is so much for us to discuss and analyse, and we will do so in a moment. But join Jake and Rio from 10:30 tonight for Champions League tonight as they bring you all of the best of the action and talking points from this week's matches. Plenty to discuss. You better tune in for that one. Then tomorrow night, there's lots more live football as West Ham travel to Sevilla, Rangers host Red Star, and Barcelona take on Galatasaray in the Europa League round of 16. Whilst in the Europa Conference League, Leicester welcome Rennes. What a night it was in Madrid, and we'll analyse it all straight after this break. But that man there, Karim Benzema, will steal the headlines. He scored his 3rd Champions League hat-trick, and what a night to do it. We're back in a moment.
Pressure on Donnarumma. Benzema caused it. Here's Vinicius. It's Karim Benzema, and they're back in it. Luka Modric once more. Good ball into Karim Benzema, it's in! Karim Benzema strikes again, Real Madrid are back! And they're on the move again. Marquinhos with ball defending to... Oh, he's done it! Karim Benzema again! It's a hat-trick! And Karim Benzema's had a night to remember.
Oh! Goal! What a goal! Benzema! Wow! Oh my God!
Oh, that was a brilliant reaction, wasn't it? I don't think anybody could quite believe what they were seeing. And I know, Mackie, you're going to mention it. Yes, I was wearing my flip-flops. I was just
comfy shoes, that's OK.
Comfy while you're watching the football, right?
Comfy for some.
Who's been filming over there? Who's filmed over there and got you your flip-flops on?
I know. But look, Rio, can you quite believe what we've just seen? Because I don't think after Mbappe scored, anyone saw Paris Saint-Germain just losing it in the fashion that they did. Or did you see it?
But I don't think anybody, well, us three sitting here aren't surprised. I mean, this isn't something that's a surprise for us because we've seen this time and time again in the knockout stages of the Champions League. That this Paris Saint-Germain team pressed the self-destruct button. They managed to do it. 2 of the goals today are preventable. There are 2 goals where they're overplaying. The goalkeeper starts it.
Nerves? Mentality?
That's a mentality. I think it's a culture maybe at the club. He overplays, they get punished. Benzema sweeps up and scores. Even the goal from the kickoff, Marquinhos gets back in there, gets his foot in it, tries to pass it in his box when they're under pressure. But straight to Benzema, a goal. But this isn't something that is new at Paris Saint-Germain. They've got fantastic talent, world-class talent all over that pitch. Internationals, left, right and centre. They could field 22 internationals. But when the mentality is not right on the day and you get into situations like this, sometimes you've got to stay in the game. It's like a boxing match. Sometimes you've got to roll with the punches a little bit, stay in the game. You've got wily old characters in your team. You've got enough experience there to do that. They never, ever managed to be able to do that. And this is not just about now. This has happened with previous managers. So it's part of the ingrained culture that's there at Paris Saint-Germain.
The players are too powerful. They were too powerful under Thomas Tuchel, too powerful under Unai Emery, too powerful under this man. They can't get told off. And when the going gets tough, they do not care. And the trigger point was Donnarumma. Yes, it was a bad mistake, but that should have been the point where the team then say, right, the crowds have switched. The attitude in the stadium has switched. We need to dig in. We need to defend deep, and we need just to stay in this game until we quieten the crowd down again. And they don't. They just play wherever they want to play. The top 3 up front are amazing footballers, but they don't work hard. They do not work hard when the going gets tough.
How do you explain that? They're cruising at that point.
Donnarumma, I think Donnarumma was unbelievable. I think he's one of the best in the world, no question. But you're away from home, you're 2-0 up.
Cruising.
You simply don't need to give anybody any excuse to get back into the game. And as soon as they concede that, all of a sudden there's a total belief. Early in the second half, the fans think, he thinks, the whole mood changes. And that is so preventable.
Look at the forwards here trying to get back. They're not interested.
I just wonder at this stage, is it all of those memories of the previous exits? Do they start coming into their mind?
Those wounds open again, 100%.
Yeah.
But then then it is difficult. That's the thing.
What a pass.
You know, the second goal, the third goal, they are difficult to prevent in many ways because they've got a head of steam. You can't give them the chance. This is an unbelievable... I mean, Modric here, the creativity, the vision, everything about it. Just onside, wasn't he, Benzema? Does take a deflection, but it's all about this little bit of an assist. Disguising it, he's onside. Unbelievable.
It's unreal. Vinicius, I think you've got to look. He's onside quite easily there, but let's look at that through the legs of Kimpembe. It's like no one in the studio, let alone in the stadium or at home, saw when that pass was coming. Brilliant vision. But Vinicius, you've got to give special mention to him. Although he didn't finish his chances that he created, he was a thorn in this Paris Saint-Germain side. His pace, his willingness to run in behind, doing the hard yards, getting there. Look at this. This is a joke. This for a team of this experience. Give it away here. 10.5 seconds from kickoff. But you get an opportunity here, Marquinhos, who I love as a centre-half. He's one of the players that you don't all normally aim any criticism at because of the way that he defends. But you look at this, you get a chance, just launch that at the stadium. Give away a corner even. It's unbelievable.
They
you can't believe
play,
it.
Didn't he, Paris Saint-Germain, and make mistakes in the second half. Constantly. I don't know whether it's an arrogance thinking, oh, we'll be OK, we'll just keep on playing and get back into the game. But you have to give Real Madrid a huge amount of credit because even when they're down, they stay in the game. Yeah. They keep it tight, they keep plugging away and they wait for the opportunity. And with that number 9 that they have up front, a chance will always fall to him. I mean, he missed chance in the first half. We focused on it at half-time. Then he goes and gets a hat-trick in the second half. I mean, just absolutely incredible.
I mean, is it now, are we looking at a team who have the experience and their experience shone through in Real Madrid tonight?
I think so. We've seen Real Madrid haven't been at the top of the game for a few years. But even when they won it a few years ago, you know, 2 or 3 times in succession, and even then, I didn't think they were the best team about, but that experience and the club have got that know-how, that belief when you go into a stadium. That last finish, by the way, was just incredible. On the run like that, Benzema, laces. You know, he wasn't planning to finish it. He was actually taken off anyway, and the ball just came to him. It was just a sudden, instinctive finish because it just flowed with his pattern, his stride pattern at the time. I mean, it was just unbelievable. Here we go again. I mean, I could see it loads of times, but it was such a good fit, right in the corner as well. You know, to beat a guy his size of Donnarumma, he couldn't get near it. Unbelievable.
Do you know what as well?
If you remember in the background,
I love it with the chair.
with a chair.
if you take it back to before the game and remember the VT of Modric speaking, and he was, you could see his demeanour was about, we expect to win this. We're not this game. We expect to win this tournament. That is the ask of a Real Madrid player. No matter what you think of our squad, our team at the moment, no Cristiano Ronaldo, etc. Maybe you don't think we're as good as the other teams in this tournament. We here in our dressing room expect to win this, and that the club expect to get another Champions League. And you saw the minute they got back in that game, that the whole place, the belief just changed. The whole dynamic in that whole place changed, and you could see the confidence evaporate in the PSG
But why
players.
can't PSG shut it down? Why can't managers?
Because they don't have to in their league.
Do you put
They
it
take
on the
liberties
manager,
in their
though?
league.
Do you put that on the manager?
Not particularly with this team, because the manager has no power over this team. He has no power over the front three. I'm sorry to say, I love them. I think they're amazing, but they have no power over them. He hasn't got any power over Verratti, Marquinhos, because we've seen managers come and go, and they cannot sort this out. So it's just, that's why it's such a short-term fix going to PSG. You go, you get knocked out of the Champions League early, you get sacked, you move on, and you go on to bigger and better things like Thomas Tuchel's done. We know how good he is as a manager because he's shown us. But no one can do it with this team until they change the personnel. They can have one or two up there, but they can't have 4 or 5 who don't fancy it when the going gets tough. No chance.
I think the most damning thing when you look at it from PSG's point of view, we're sitting here first half going crazy, going, wow, this is like, they're cruising. They're playing in second, third gear and still cruising. This could be 3 or 4. But it's in their DNA to capitulate like this because we've seen it year in, year out in the knockout phases. So when you wouldn't want to be at the club when people say, this ain't a surprise. That type of situation, we're drawing breath here, we're gasping at the way it's unfolded. You wouldn't want to be in that change room like that. It's hard to take.
Considering the superstars they have, it seems crazy to even say this. I just wonder, going back to our conversation in the build-up to the show, what happens to Pochettino now? Because this is the one he needed to win.
Yeah, I mean, what happens to the rest of them, really? You know, to be honest, I don't think he will mind. I think he's probably got his eyes set on a Premier League team anyway. But he was out of work. It's an unbelievable job to try to do something like that. I mean, he's going to win the league probably. But, you know, he will go the same way as all the rest. Like Macca said before, the Thomas Tuchels of this world. If a big job comes up in England, I'm sure he's got his fingerprints all over it.
OK, well, we could carry on talking about this forever, but we're going to have to say goodbye. I mean, it was a massive win for Real Madrid. Congratulations to them. Thanks for your company, gents. Really enjoyed watching it with you. Don't forget that Champions League tonight follows this show. They'll be talking all about this fixture, but a massive congratulations to Real Madrid, who make it through to the quarterfinals for the 18th time in the club's competition.